Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies of your view. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Virgilu.
I'm amazing.
How you doing?
I'm
Good
grateful
to
as
see you.
always. In as much as the heat is too much. I've not been sleeping for days now because, you know, I think the weather is just, I don't understand if it's harmattan in the morning, then it's very hot at night. The weather is confusing me, honestly. So, and the mosquitoes are just terrible. You know, so while you are sleeping, you are fanning, because there's no light now. You are fanning like this, you are trying to close,
And the electricity hasn't really been fantastic.
At all, this period.
In my area, we don't have lights. I don't know what happened. You know, so it's been crazy.
It's well, Jerry.
Anyway, I don't even want to ask you, because that your area here, what's happening with you? How?
Even I had to say. So, this morning I want to plead with Lagos State government to look in, and the chairperson, Oriade local government. You know, I don't keep quiet. So please, and if it is a collaborative effort between you and the chairperson Ojo, please help us. The activities of GMT Logistics on Irede Road is costing people's lives. We've lost somebody who had the cardiac arrest. We couldn't move that person to the hospital. He died in that traffic. Wow. They operate container terminals there. And this morning, thankfully, I leave the home usually much earlier. And just getting there, sitting there and wondering why people just parked and they are snoring in trucks. Yeah. You're blocking the entrance to a residential area and you're sleeping, opening the trucks and like you're at home, snoring. The GMT operators are foreigners. They are Lebanese. They're making money here. They can't continue to cause hardship on Nigerian lives and take the profit home. We should help our people. We should look into the interest of our people. It's sadly, the entire residents association leadership came to my flat yesterday. I couldn't even accommodate them in the parlor. We have too many issues, from the light to the terminals to the tank farms every day. It's not fair.
These are part of the issues we'd like to discuss with our guests. We're really hoping to get a very important guest next week. Hopefully he doesn't cancel on us. I'm not going to mention his name yet, so he doesn't go and tell put him on the spot.
He's not coming.
But hopefully he comes next week, and if he does, these are some of the questions we'd like him to help us address. How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing good. I want to use today to shout out to one of our very consistent and supportive Twitter fan. His name is Andrew in Streatham. He's been with us from beginning, always tweeting, always participating. He sent me a message. He says he puts aside 1.5 hours of his work time. Wow. And then he puts in the extra 1.5 hours just because he wants to use that time to watch our show. No, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I know he's aware. I just thought he had time to. I didn't know that he was actually putting out that time.
Yes, he said it's a deliberate everything. Exactly. So change your lipstick today. Your eye. For real? That's how.
I'm not really a Twitter person. I mean, I hardly check.
Trust me, they don't know. People sending you messages, just send it to me. Help me to show Mariah.
Yeah. So honestly, really appreciate Andrew. Yeah. So tomorrow I have two papers tomorrow, 2 exams tomorrow. So
are you ready?
I've been studying and studying. So I'm likely to go to...
fail and come home. We are waiting for you.
Floor how? You fail is even far from
the fail and come home.
We tell her don't overpass, because the expectations we have is high.
So we have a few pictures of YK's fans. Tokwe and Gapto, I believe. YK sent us some pictures. You know, YK is helping us. Hey, hi. So she's an ambassador in the UK, and she's talking to all of our fans who are just sending us pictures. Thank you so much. These guys watch our show all the way in the UK, and we really appreciate you guys. And whenever they see YK, they're always just excited, and you know. So we're so happy. Thank you very much for checking in.
Thank you, YK. We miss you. When are you coming home? She's having a ball.
Now she has a granddaughter with her grandson. Now she's so you can see joy all over her face. Very, very happy grandma. You know. So we can't wait for her to come back. Okay, let's go on a break. It's Friday, gisting all the way. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, well, let's start with the nation. Amnesty plan for repentant Boko Haram members risky. Buhari won't quit over insecurity, says government. Leon's deputy Supreme Court verdict staying on me. Gunmen killed 2 policemen at checkpoint. Unilag lecturer gets 21-year jail term for rape. And reps seek isolation of colleague. Okay, let's start with this amnesty's plan.
Yeah, so yesterday the Senate got a bill to rehabilitate, to create an agency that will rehabilitate, educate, and find a way to put back these repentant Boko Haram into the society so that they can get into the educational sector, religious sector, and political sector at the same time. So, but a lot of people are speaking up against it. One particular man, Mr. Emeka Ngige, is a son. He's saying that the creation of the agency is unnecessary at the moment because we're trying as much as possible to reduce the cost of governance, not adding to it. He also said that there's another agency in the Northeast, which they should try as much as possible to make this like another department to handle, under it. And the Nigerians are saying, instead of focusing on this, taking care of repentant Boko Haram, why don't they focus on the victims, like the orphans and the widows that, No,
it was actually Femi Fani-Kayode that was spitting fire, saying that, is there an agency to actually rehabilitate victims of Boko Haram? Why would you be looking for an agency to rehabilitate repentant Boko Haram? So we're looking at it both ways.
We had this topic on the show last week, and there was a balance of ideas from Miriam and Obiajudu on which side government must take. Right. We know that this is a war. Wars are not actually only won by bullets. We fight wars, with a lot of other ideas and in peace. This has been done before, and we know that it was costly. It's costing Nigeria to have a Niger Delta ministry and an NDDC. So instead, rather than create another ministry that will be costing us money, we should find a way to put this under the necessary agency. We have the orientation agency and then the Northeast.
Story I thought was interesting. The Benue,
So the House of Reps are looking to they are looking to quarantine or self-isolate one of their members, and he is Oku. Yes, his name is Oku from Benue State. He just came back from Benue State. So right now there's an outbreak of a disease. There's no name for it. They are not sure what it is. But they say that when the people drink from a river in this particular area, Oye, Obi, Orihi ward in Obi local government of the area, when they drink from there, they fall ill. Some of them have died. Many are in coma in hospital. Nobody knows what causes it. There's no cure for it. So he has come back, and they say, okay, first of all, let's put you in one corner first. He says the commissioner quickly of the state quickly went to the area and also determined that this thing.
What is upsetting that's our story. Is that this breakout happened January 29th. Between that time and now, they've lost 37 lives.
And we don't even hear.
We have no idea the name.
About it.
We have no idea of the symptoms. We have no idea how far it has spread. There's a threat that it might come down to southwest or anywhere. But nobody knows anything. January 29th.
So since they are suspecting their water source, that's investigatable. The minister and commissioner for health in that state and that of the federation, they should sit up. And the National Center for Disease Control, these are diseases that
it's coronavirus that they are running all over looking for, telling us about coronavirus.
He's always talking about mutation of these diseases, viruses.
All right, let's move on to the punch. Can Big Brother, I said Big Brother, can Bring Back Our Girls knock Senate on Boko Haram education bill? Ex-Unilag lecturer jailed 21 years for raping admission seeker. You're not qualified to join us, APC tells Fayoshi. 4 arrested as police shoot 2 Ogun traders. Ogun Assembly proposes insurance pensions for Amotekun Corp. Flight diversion British Airways to compensate Nigerian passengers. APC asks Supreme Court to review Bayelsa judgment and remove Diri. And prepare for electricity price hike, TCN tells Nigerians. Let's start with this Unilag lecturer.
Yes, so this former lecturer, the case actually happened in 2015, has been sentenced to 21 years imprisonment by the Lagos State High Court for raping an 18-year-old admission seeker. So the girl in question had 211 as her, but she didn't meet the cutoff to get into the university. She wanted to study mass communication, but then her father took her to this lecturer who was his friend, to help, facilitate the admission, only for the man to take her to a building.
I remember I took this story many years ago. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Start. I think we should
finish.
And it was
Thank you
less
so
than
much.
2-3 minutes activity. And so it has cost me 21 years of his life. I mean, and I'm so happy that we have this
People
precedent.
know that there are consequences for actions now.
Let's talk about British Airways for a second.
So the British Airways General Manager West Africa, Mr. Kola Olayinka, was saying that, you know, British Airways has apologized to Nigerians and said British Airways made efforts to provide accommodation and they are willing to compensate the Nigerians that were stranded, that, you know, they couldn't cover. That almost all the hotels in Accra at the time were filled because, you know, other airlines also had to divert to Accra to drop off Nigerians. And so they had a lot of Nigerians that they couldn't find accommodation for. They had booked the Sheraton, all 157 rooms, and Nigerians, yet they still couldn't find enough space. So they're willing to compensate, and they have apologized.
And they've asked people to please send in their receipts of any expenses you had during that period. Send it to them, and they'll definitely recompensate you. Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Insecurity, Buhari won't resign, says federal government. Anambra banned kid headers. Nation heading towards anarchy, says Khan. Pandemonium as SARS shoots 2 and abduct 3 at Ogun Market. Bayelsa, Wike adding salt to injury, says Sylvia. Let's talk about federal government says Buhari will not resign.
According to our Honorable Minister Alhaji Lai Mohammed, responding to all the Senate Minority Leader and all the others who have joined him to call for the resignation of the president, saying, he said, the president has the mandate of the people of Nigeria and he's not going to resign. He was speaking at an event and was saying that he will not resign. He has overwhelming mandate of all Nigerians and he did not address the issue itself. So recently, the security is was the basis for the call for resignation, and the fallout between 2 members of his cabinet, his chief of staff and the minister for the NSA, the National Security Advisor. That is the issue itself. It tends to put us at a position where we think we do not have a real president. So those are issues that I would expect him to address properly.
In a related story, actually, Buhari's aide-de-camp, former aide between 1983 and 85, has asked that both of them should resign, that they actually both of them deserve.
So you see, that one was even addressing the issue.
Okay, let's talk about the Anambra story.
Yes, so there was a meeting yesterday by the Anambra State Cattle Menace Control Committee, and it was attended by traditional rulers, cattle owners, headers, and it was just a meeting it was more like a roundtable talk, which was championed by the governor of the state, ensuring that the farmers and the headers work well together. Exactly. So one of the rules they laid down for these headers is that they should stop sending children to man the cattle, because they realize that most of those kids cannot even differentiate between the grasses and the crops. So they just get into it. And also they have proposed that compensation is what is going to solve their issue. So if your cattle is being destroyed by the farmer, you are going to be compensated, and vice versa.
That's the story. Moving on now to Vanguard. 10 feared dead in Edo cult killings. Fathers of our Almajiri children should be arrested, says Sultan, Oni, and Sanusi. It's time to revisit 2014 CONFA report on security, says Gambari. Osho Oyetola raises 11-man team to review education policies. NDDC cooperates with forensic auditors. FG directs IMC members. FG demands reversal of visa restriction policy by US. Lagos Assembly moves to legalize Amotekun. Holds public hearing on Monday. Discordant tunes over flight diversions and attack on Odili's house. Sylvia blasts Wike. Okay, let's talk about the Sultan of Sokoto.
So the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Muhammad Lamido Sanusi, was a keynote, was a keynote speaker here at the Joint National Conference of Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. And really what he was saying is about hoping that the states can enact some laws to ensure that there's justices in marriage. So, and because there's injustice in marriages, it has caused some fallout, like our children not properly taken care of. So you divorce your wife and you take on the privilege of being the head of the family. You take your children with you, so she leaves, and these children are sent off to go and beg. And he's saying that if you are unable to take care of your children, do not send the children out to beg. You go out to beg. Do not put them to become almajiris. Make sure that's why we have drug addiction, all sorts of our children getting into all forms of political thuggery. You know, so many things. He said this particular article from beginning them to become almajiris. Make sure that's why we have drug addiction, all sorts of our children getting into all forms of political thuggery. You know, so many things. He said this particular article from beginning to end. I'm just hoping that the Emir is watching us and can come on our show and speak to a lot of Nigerians. I think this is a huge platform to speak to Nigerians so that they can hear. I'm so proud that this sort of narrative is coming from the north.
So these are issues.
And it's been consistent over the past
years. Yes, so no, not few years though. It's for a while now. Since he became Emir himself, he's been talking, and even he's been attacked for talking like this. Yeah. So by the northern elites, I felt that, you know, you're putting our problems out there, but these are problems that we must address. And the ulama must also address these issues.
The Nigerian Tribune, let's find a story not taken by Elsa. BK adding salt to injury, says Sylvia. Lassa fever, EU gives Nigeria 32 million naira aid. Lagos Okada ban, Oyo to register Okada link riders cards to BAVN. For real? Who took to the Tribune?
Okay, yes, I took Wike's.
Lassa fever? No. Okay,
so Justice Odili's house was a group of protesters stormed her house in Abuja, my Lord the Justice Mary Odili, and they went there to protest the judgments against the APC in Bayelsa State. This, of course, has become a political issue between Wike and the former governorship candidate of the Bayelsa State, Timipre Silva. But the issue for me is that a justice is no longer safe in her country when she gives a judgment legally. Everything that they've done is legal, and that's the Supreme Court. The worst that can happen is ask them to review. And they review whether you get what you want or not. It's still a judgment that, you know, is precedent. I don't understand.
Let me take Lassa very quickly.
Yes, so the European Union has donated that's 80,000 euros, which is equivalent to 32 million naira, to assist families affected by Lassa fever. So they are going to be giving the funds basically to the Red Cross to help promote hygiene practices and disease transmission control. They are focusing on the two major states, which is Edo and Ondo. They are also looking at creating public awareness, educating people on that Lassa fever so that people can take
go to Benue State.
Yes, they have.
We have to run, but I have to allow take this last story on discourse. On this day, it says, we will stop takeover by Siemens. What's that about?
Yes, so the National Association of Electricity Distributors, ANED, has responded on behalf of the DISCOs, saying to the Minister for Power that they will resist every attempt to take over their distribution apparatus and handing over to Siemens under the new arrangement that the federal government and the Minister for Power is proposing, for which he was addressing press and said they have an MOU in view for that. Right. So they are totally not going to agree with it. I think that Siemens, if you're come in and invest, bring in your apparatus and, you know.
Come and buy some of the 13,000.
We need more of them. Don't take over.
Come and take from what we have.
Come and establish.
They said they have capacity for 13,000. Yeah. They have getting about 7,000 out. Yes. That's extra. That's what you can buy from the leave this goes alone a bit. That's all we can take. Unfortunately, we have to go on a break now. When we come back, we will discuss a few interesting topics. We're going to start with our darling sister, Mercy Aigbe. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. So our dear friend, actress Mercy Aigbe, took to her YouTube page to say in her words, if you are a side chick to a married man, you better be cashing out. Secure the bag. Get the dough. Get that money. Because that man ain't yours. Now, we're not focusing on Mercy Aigbe because obviously she was doing it because she's trying to get viewers to her YouTube page, which she recently just launched, which is fine. Do what you got to do. But the issue, the topic, the matter at hand is the fact that lots of people are using her clip as an anchor for these kind of issues of side chicks and the value they place on their relationship with married men and all that kind of stuff. So we would like to discuss that matter of, is it okay as a side chick to know your role and cash out. Or don't even bother with being a side chick. We'd like to hear your views on this. But before then, for those of you that have no idea what she said or how she said it, watch this clip.
I'm here to talk to you about, Valentine. Don't let your hubby tell you that, oh, he has a business meeting somewhere, he has an appointment somewhere. It's a lie. He has a side chick somewhere. If you are a side chick to a married man, girl, you had better be cashing out, secure the bag, you know what I mean? Get that dough, you know what I mean? Get that money, because that man is not yours. Sis, it ain't yours. It belongs to another woman, so please, it just had better be worth it. Don't go and collect chocolate or flowers, gift from a married man. No. If you do, your head needs to be examined. If you're dating a married man, chop his money. Collect his money, because that man is already married. What else are you doing? Some stupid girls will be dating married men and they'll be doing love. Sis, he's not yours.
Okay, so I was hoping that some of the parts of that video would be edited, because we didn't. That was not the point of our conversation. The point we're trying to bring out was the part where she said that for a side chick, you should cash out. And a lot of people had comments. Now, as I said, listen, Mercy Aigbe has already come out to say that this statement, she was just obviously trying to draw viewership to her YouTube page. In fact, she even said that she didn't say it's like that. Either way, it's not about her. Let's leave Mercy Aigbe on the side. We're focusing on this issue of a side chick and cashing out mentality. Let me start with Obiajulu. Your thoughts on it, because I know that we've discussed it behind
You want to
closed
set me
doors.
on this money, right?
And I'd like to hear your thoughts. But before you go, let me call in our viewers. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so we can read your tweets. Reason, let me tell you why it's important we discuss. We're not just gisting about this thing. Let's be serious about it. There are some schools of thought that say, listen, whether we like it or not, some men will have side chicks.
Yeah.
As a side chick, you must know your role as a side chick.
Thank you.
You are not the main person. So make best use of that. In fact, I have an aunt who was giving me gist about somebody. She said that her friend knows that her husband has a side chick. And her friend also is an independent woman. She has her own money. And she knows that the side chick is really like milking the guy.
Ew.
And she doesn't care, because she can see that the guy's account is shrinking left, right, and center. But she's not suffering because she has her money, her kids are fine.
She's independent.
But she likes the fact that that side chick is doing what the side chick is ought to do. Let him finish his money. When he's now done,
His eye go clear.
his eye will clear. So that's that woman's strategy. Doesn't mean that that's everybody's strategy.
Yeah.
So when we hear someone like Mercy Aigbe saying that, and we all laugh at her, oh, she said that, that's wrong, that's bad. But if we want to look at it objectively,
So
you come and kill yourself because of a man.
So first things first, we're not advising people to date married men. That advice is not going to come from this table, from anybody. First things first. But the truth is, we have been saying do not date married men, do not date married men. People are dating married men. So we need to look at it from the angle of reality. Is it happening or is it not happening? It is happening. Now, if it wants to happen, that you have decided that this is your destiny, to be dating a married man, be wise about it. Don't be foolish. Back in the university, we had girls who we knew they were runs babes. Then we also have girls who, a particular girl will be judging somebody who is dating a married man and collecting money. But then she herself must have handled like 15 boys in the same department. Yes. So who are you deceiving? If you want to do it for the right reasons. Because the truth is, those people who marry more than one wife, they start from dating. You can't say nobody should have a side chick. They start from dating. They date you. They like you enough. They marry you. But before the marriage comes, cash out. So I absolutely agree with Mercy Aigbe. If you have to go that route, don't do it for free. Don't be expecting chocolates and flowers, because that person will never be your own. But the advice is do not, which most people will not listen to. So if you want to do it, be wise about it.
Case closed. Let me come to Elijah. We don't, as you said,
yes,
we're not
advising
anybody. But do you agree with that video that
nothing, God forbid. You know, it's a subtle way of agreeing with prostitution. So don't date a married man if you have virtue. Simple. Are you married? Yes. Do you want to marry a second wife? Come and see my people. That's for me. Because not me, I can marry second. But for those of you who cannot, please, you don't be a second wife. Don't break anybody's marriage. Don't be in that picture. And don't make money from it. Because prostitution is prostitution. Whether you disguise it, paint it red, green, blue, the bottom of it is still what it is. Don't just do it. I wonder what, the way we promote things these days just to trend, because the background is that Mercy Aigbe just launched a video and she really needs to be controversial for it to trend. And you don't know this, where there's what would I call it, one novice, one young naive young girl is watching and thinking, look at her, look at how she's fine. Oh, my mom is not right. She is. My aunties and my family are old school. This is the new way. And before, that's how we keep promoting these things and we keep learning these things. And then she will sit down and she wants her children to turn better. But someone has just copied something from her. The things you take with levity, in disguise, if you're dating a married man, you're cashing out until you're a prostitute.
Yes. Exactly. Simple.
Simple. Simple. If you date him, the man was
If you're not cashing out, Unko,
he's cutting you, giving you gifts. If you're not cashing out,
you see? Okay, so we are saying the same thing. So, when I got
but
this
then,
topic,
it's prostitution and it shouldn't be promoted.
For me, this topic was really hard for me to wrap my mind around. And I don't want to come here and sound, sanctimonious, because the truth is there are people in these situations. Yeah. And for me, I'm trying to think deeper. Let's look at it a little deeper. Why people who are already in marriages have people on the outside? What are they seeking? Are they looking for love, or are they looking for just
excitement,
intercourse? Are just looking for excitement and adventure? What are they doing it for? And there are different scenarios for different people. So I hear stories of people who live separate from their wives. One is abroad, and one is here in Nigeria. And for many, 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 many years, they've always lived like that. Maybe they see each other once in a while during the holidays and things like that. So it creates room for things like this to happen. So he's seeking companionship and he's seeking some form of friendship. Or is he a polygamous man and he's looking to find another person? So when you find yourself now in that particular situation, of a man looking for a second wife or a man seeking companionship, do you now say you go into cash out? If you go into cash out, as Dima says, then that's a whole different profession. Because if you do it for money, if you're giving, sexual favors for money, it's, we know what it's called. But if it's also
for free.
Yes, and then if you know that you do not want to be with a man and be a second wife, you're very aware this is a married man, then auntie, do not start it. But if you do start it, see here, I'm just going round and round. Okay, I just feel like this is...
It was important for us to mention because I think it was what Nima had said. Yeah. Because there are a lot of gullible minds out there. And you see a celebrity, beautiful, pretty, sexy, and I'm thinking, she's right. And we're trying to put things in proper perspective. The truth is that what is wrong is wrong. Yoruba says, the fact that you are collecting favors for sex, it's prostitution. But we need to ensure and set this record straight. That's not the right option.
But we always have a lot of people who tweet at us when we talk about side chicks and things like that. They say, excuse me, I'm an African man and I want to marry more than one wife. So I'm having a relationship with someone outside marriage. So I'm having a relationship with someone outside marriage. She's not a prostitute to me. She's not whatever the terms you're calling. Yeah, I'm not those terms that you're calling her to be. I'm actually having some form of companionship with her, and I hope that whatever we build, she can come across.
So when we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So we're still on this matter of cashing out as a side chick, and even with a side boo.
Side boo, yeah.
Let's continue with the side chick.
So I am concerned about the hypocrisy of the Nigerian people, because the truth is, we see these things in our society.
Every day.
And there's no inclination, there's no hope that is going to ever change. As a matter of fact, it's getting worse. Somebody was giving me a gist recently that most guys on the island now have women they are servicing and they get paid for it. And that most women drive in their cars, go pick them up, pick the young men up.
But this is side booze.
The side booze now. That's what I'm saying. So it's something that has come down to the society and it's getting worse. It didn't start now. Let's not blame social media or blame the celebrities for saying what they're saying. As a child, I saw this growing up. So it didn't start now. It's been in the society, but because we are in a global village now, we're able to see things. It seems like they are closer to us. And we talk about, so let's talk about the hypocrisy. Is it happening? It's happening. So how do we ensure that you can teach your child as much as you can not to go this lane? If the child wants to go, the child will still go. So is it not better you present it? Come, don't be foolish.
Could it be that
the side booze, when they cash out, the guys that cash out from these gigolos, they actually use the money to have their own proper babe or get married.
So the side chicks do the same.
No, the side chicks are just doing it. They'll just buy their Chanel bags and just look hot.
Some of them have
side booze are actually
want to marry them.
Yes, now. Some of them build houses.
No, I'm talking about the married ones. They don't be. You can't go marry.
You know, there's something called corporate side booze, side chick things. These things are.
Let me take this call from Abuja. In fact, I'm getting confused.
Let's view what's her promotion.
Bode from Abuja, thanks. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, I just want you guys to know that words have power a lot. Now, if once you're on TV, you should see yourself as a role model. A lot of people watch your programs.
Okay.
A lot of people watch all these celebrities, people we call celebrities, especially female celebrities. And there are a lot of young girls out there who don't have guardians, they don't have anybody to advise them. They just need some kind of word from the so-called celebrity, people they look up to. If someone can come out on YouTube, someone who's supposed to be a role model to so many young girls and say, cash out many relationships. There is no relationship that you are into and cashing out. If cashing out is your goal, it becomes prostitution. There is no other definition. Once you think money is the reason why you're in that relationship, and to cash out is your aim, it becomes prostitution. You'll be shocked to know that so many young girls, bankers, professionals, those who are supposed to be living a very responsible life, the only ones that are doing well are the girls now.
Thank you very much, buddy. You see, I mean, you're right. You're role models. And sometimes these celebrities tell you that don't use my life as a role model. I'm also a work in progress. Don't do as I do, whatever. But the point is, they are role models, whether we'd like to believe it or not. And it's important we'd like to lay the facts on the table. And as Mariam had said, we're not trying to be all sanctimonious here because, yes, there are issues in our land and we must speak. At the same time, we must lay down options for people to pick. So if you see Mariam and you want to be like Mariam, you know who Mariam is. You know the kind of person she is. You can make her your role model. But if you see others and you feel like, I prefer this person, no worries, but know what the options are. No, going that route, these are the consequences of this action. So that's one of the reasons why we do this show. So you see all the various options. But let me come to Nima on this, because I want us to go to the issue of side boo. Because there are boys, there are guys that are actually being a side boo for married women. And that's, we need to equally talk about that. Go ahead, Nima.
So I wanted to, when Miriam mentioned the issue of, not doing it for money, doing it because, that's courtship. If your interest is to fall in love and marry the guy, if you like take it forever, that's courtship. You're dating someone in the hope to become second wife. That's courtship. So that's a different issue entirely. But this issue of getting something, monetary compensation for whatever you do, for being in love, is another thing.
Don't you cash out
entirely? And when men do it, it's even further frowned at as Africans. We know that these things, we've started seeing them, they now happen regularly. Those days when they catch the gatesman and madam, heaven will fall. But these days, it's becoming people now. People have normalized a lot of terrible things. It is no longer, and we see new issues happening, and we refuse to trace them to those values that we've lost. Like yesterday, we had a topic where you bring a child that is not your husband's son. If you are so constantly doing this kind of thing, how will you not plant 3 children?
Okay, let me take this call. Comes to Mariam. Good morning, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes, this is serving as a warning to men. Men who are not contented with what
God
they
bless you.
That's a good point.
But on another note, Mercy Aigbe is not expected to come to public like this and say something like that, which it shows that she's also a cash out.
Ew.
And of course, people like that are meant to be role models. We have not seen what's her name? Funke Akindele come out say something like that.
Yes.
We have not seen YJ come out say something like this. It shows that she's also into such.
Okay, Mariam, let's talk. You see, I want us to be as real as possible.
Yeah.
There are different kinds of people.
Yes, so.
In Mercy Aigbe has a crowd.
Yes.
And there are people that love her to pieces.
Yeah.
We can try to judge her and amongst others, but that's you. That's your personal opinion. Yeah. There are people that love Funke Akindele. Yes. There are people that love Yeni and Nicola Kokuti. So everybody have their own following.
You find your tribe.
But you must respect each people's choices and then find your own tribe.
But
at the same time, but in your following, know what is right and what's wrong.
Okay, so what I want to say is, BC, you were saying something about whether we like it or not, this is something that is happening. It's part of our reality. And sometimes I'm thinking that maybe the reason it has it's just continually become a part of our reality is because we don't give it the name that it is. So we are now calling it cash out, and so it doesn't sound as serious as it's meant to be. That when you go into a relationship with someone to give the person sexual favors in return for money, it's not cash out until it's prostitution. Maybe if we call it for what it is, then you scare us. Just like what we used to call when somebody scam someone, we call it Yahoo, we call it smart guy, we call, instead it's stealing, you're a thief. So maybe when we look at this, when we call it what it is to people, to younger ones, then they understand that this is different, this is not some fancy
BC, are you there? BC, are you there? Please, talk to me, not the TV. I'll have to disconnect that call.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Yes, are you there?
Hello.
Go ahead,
Hello,
please.
good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Your views become an addiction to me. Thank you for the great show you are doing. Thank you. Please, in Mercy Aigbe, it's so sad that in our present society, everybody just wants to do anything just to make money, to make things. It's just so unfortunate. But I just want to remind her that I hope she knows that she has a daughter, and one day her daughter also will listen to her mother. And you see, I also want to say that celebrity, especially when they become mothers, should be careful about what they say about some issue happening in the society. But this is what I would say to this discussion. You see, if I'm opportune to talk to somebody, a young lady that actually have an idea or have the opportunity of beating, I will tell you, don't forget that you cannot be smarter than the consequences of your action. Every action in life has consequences. So are you ready for the consequences? Because the truth is this. Yeah, you can be smart, catch out, and all of that, but don't worry. The consequences is that are waiting in posterity. You see most ladies that do side chicks, go and watch them. They are always overprotective at percentage when they eventually marry. You understand what I'm trying to say? So be ready for it. I'm not saying cash out. I'm not saying it's not happening. Yeah, it's happening in our society. But please be ready for the consequence of whatever action you take.
Thank you. I think we can wrap up on that because there are people that have. Oh, you want to come?
Yes, because there's a
because there are people I know that have cashed out in the past, and today they are suffering the consequences of that action. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, we're talking about consequences, but I'd like you to go ahead first.
Yes, I wanted to talk about consequences, and it's important to talk about consequences on both sides of this situation. So we hear a lot of the times the consequences a side chick may face in future as a result of her actions. But also, I think it's important for men to understand that there are consequences for being in relationships outside your home. Whether you like it or not, there will be people outside who are looking to cash out, and that means it will drain you. There's so many men that are being impoverished because they cannot keep themselves at home take care of their home and put all their resources where it matters, you know, taking care of the home. You are spreading yourself so thin with so many people.
Ma'am, let me pause you for a second. You know, I'm from Lagos State. This is our area. This is a Lagos team. You know, Lagos big boys. Back then, I know a few of those guys. Guys that had money. Back in the days, when I was a little girl, you see all these my people. All sorts of women bringing dollars, pounds, naira. These guys were, if you see them today, they are almost a shadow of themselves because these women have really milked and sucked them. They've left their own family, their nuclear family who have been abandoned. And then these people have been milked dry. You see them today and their honesty, you just think, and then you don't read the other women have moved on to have their own families.
Yes, with a person.
And there you are, Baba, 70, 80, nobody with you. So, so people will cash out. If you have the money and you're doing cash out, let them cash out on you. Before you know it, you become the victim of all that. Yeah, go ahead, let me let you come in.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk on modeling. You know, the last caller talked about role models, that you're out there and people want to, you know, just find you. But I always tell young people that meet me, I say, find someone in your family first to model after. I am here now, first of all, before you start looking at somebody you do not know, because the truth is, anybody can fall. We are all human beings. You don't know what I'm going through today. In as much as you see me on TV, looking fly and smiling all the time, you don't know the battles I am facing. Right. But I am a mother today. I would expect that my daughter takes me first as her role model before looking for somebody else who is probably singing or acting or doing anything else. So if we give that child that foundation, no matter what happens, that child will find a way to come back to it at the end of the day.
Let me take this call.
Secondly,
Ugo, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Go ahead, please.
Please, I disagree with the lady in a cap.
Okay.
The lady said that if you are dating a married man, it's as the same thing as well as dating a customer, the same person in your department. I disagree with her because you cannot tell a married man is a different case altogether. And he has a repercussion for that. Maybe at the time you are doing it, no hindrance, but later on, in your own family, you must have it. Somebody must date your own husband. But the lady saying dating somebody in your department, your customer, they are not the same. I disagree with you.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. During the break, you had said a point. You had raised something.
Yes,
go ahead.
So I wanted to say that, should we even start looking at the root cause of this side chicks? Because it's a problem that has been ongoing. Most men find it difficult to stick to one woman. They just have this idea that this one is wife, but I can go out and, you know, follow this person and follow this person for that excitement. Is it possible that monogamy is not for us? That monogamy is not working for us? Should we
slow down.
Hey,
can I go?
Okay. Slow down. You can't go, auntie.
Let me go after her.
Wait.
I'm sipping my tea.
Is it true that I didn't hear you properly? What did you say?
A lot of men,
and even go women, to the last part. I heard that part. What did you say?
Monogamy.
Monogamy.
Yes, a lot of men are struggling with monogamy.
Which men? Who told you men are struggling?
I am telling you.
Give me the data.
Wait,
you know I'm a life coach.
Data?
Do you know how many
Mercy Aigbe data? Mercy Aigbe data.
That
don't date. Cash out. Is the data?
Because
now, Moraya, there's a market.
There's a market for it.
If there's no market, which one is cashing out? Gone.
There's a market.
It is polygamy our fathers used to solve this problem.
Thank you.
So you have married your...
Are you saying that we should now be allowing side chicks to come and take...
It's possible.
You know
that
women, I've seen women who said to me that I know that my husband is polygamous. But the solution for me is for him to allow him have side chicks. Because I don't want to have a competition where she will come and share property. Property is what they used to have problem with. To come and share property with my children after I have suffered.
Auntie,
wait, let me finish. It's not like why are you afraid to talk this thing?
It is you I want to address.
Yes, I'm waiting for you.
If your guy comes today and wants to do side chick, you allow it because Papa I cannot
ask permission.
Let me hear her.
He won't even ask for permission. They don't ask for permission.
Hey, because they like
be
you.
hiding it.
Where do you
so
hear?
if we not put it hold on, because the Igbo people that brought Christianity told us monogamy. They are the ones today that are going around and going and doing transgender and doing all those ones that they do. But they told us that polygamy was a sin, but they are not doing the things that are abnormal. Hold on, we heard recently that some people wanted to do gay evangelists, gay priests.
So what have we not seen?
Tell ourselves the truth.
No, there's no truth here.
Hold on now, Mariah. You see the rush.
There's no truth here. You see,
it's possible monogamy is no longer working.
You undermine the strength of the man to actually have self-control.
Yes.
There are men. There are men that have self-control.
A few of them.
Please, can I remember we had an Oba here. And he says, I come from polygamy. Yes, I've been married to my wife 49 years. I made the decision to be monogamous. Okay. So yes, maybe naturally, listen, maybe naturally, auntie, maybe naturally, you may want to have much more than one, but you have to, this life, when you become an adult, it's about decisions, it's about choices, it's about self-discipline. So when you say to a man that maybe he's unable, there's something in his DNA that makes him unable to be with one person, I don't think so. I think it's about decisions and choices.
Let me take Ajibola and I'll come to you. Ajibola, are you there?
Oh, yes, so I am. God bless you people. Yes, well with you. Amen. Thanks for the topic for today.
Oh, okay.
You know, one thing about me is that I'm a believer in angle. For cardinal point. I don't believe in religion, right?
Okay.
You see, in everything that we do as the person that said there's consequences. Of course, there's consequences. But let me tell you, if we decide to have one wife, there are consequences.
For it.
Like what you had yesterday, that somebody beat his wife when he realized that he was not the father of the children. That is a consequence of course.
Of one wife.
That is not it. Mercy Aigbe could talk his own side. You know, we are seeing life from different angles. And there's one thing, you know, there was another one that was trending, that one popular gospel artist was dancing the chaku chaku, that people were criticizing him. That time he was dancing chaku chaku. There's something going on in her mind. You know, maybe she feel like praising God. And you know, when it comes to dating, honestly, everybody has reason for doing what they are doing. It's like when you see somebody that is dressing half naked outside. Some religions said that people should not dress like that. Why? I said no. The person that dressed like that, not the reason why she's doing that. If she want to catch men, some people will tell you right from their own that they want to make some men suffer today. That is what our decision. Before she gets home. It is the men that have to be cautious now. That, okay, they don't want to be trapped. You know, any man that go into this kind of side chic dating, of course, in our Yoruba parlance, they said that you understand?
Okay.
If you know how to do this thing, you must know how to.
You must ready for the consequence.
Let me. I have to go on a break, unfortunately. When I come, I'm going to start with Nima because I want to take on Nima on this polygamous topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Nima and Obiajula decided to review monogamy, saying that polygamy might be the way. But let me come to you. Let's get your thoughts again.
So you see these 2% people, and Kabi a CEO to the Alake of Egbaland, you know, with much respect, you're a role model. But yeah, of the 2%, we cannot generalize. What we see in the society is that the ways our fathers have solved these problems, that God Almighty in the Quran has also solved the problem, is to allow men take women into their houses and be responsible for them, so that it's not a side chick thing. You don't get belle. Did we agree you get belle? So that those issues of, no, that's not an agreement between the two of us. It was supposed to be a fling. Those kind of conversations will disrespect you and disrespect your ancestors will not be coming up. If you look at it very well, in England, all the precedents that we still use, even in Nigeria now, bigamy, is from England. Though.
Yes, sir.
The Nigeria here, where the law is that we have law against bigamy, we know they prosecute and we don't have precedents.
At all.
I've been looking for it. If you know, please just send to me. I need to read it to even see what the judges were thinking. Because our society, what is prevalent in our society is not how we have formed our law. We inherited our Marriage Act.
Yes.
We wrote our law with our societal...
Customary law, Abi?
Yes.
But
it will be difficult.
I was born into a polygamous family. So I know firsthand that it's not always the best option. Yes, some people are able to manage it, but even in your management, you still have children grow up with resentment, with bitterness, hate, and all sorts of...
Even in monogamy, we have kids who are not united.
But it's more prevalent in polygamous families. You don't get that attention.
It's human factor. Anything. You see this mug now, all of us have it, it's fine. The moment human factor enter it, something will go wrong.
Yes.
It's me that will come with envy. You will come with bitterness.
Yeah.
You will come with jealousy. Okay, come with love.
But how
your love will not be able to grow. That's how, see, when the roles were clearly defined, where the Yale was the mother of the house, and all the other wives minded their business, raising their children, face their work, they will
like now, I'm Yale already.
They will
Your Bible that you read, exactly. It told you Adam had how many wives again?
No, it's not David that had
you forgot that you're deaconess. Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. Nasir.
This is Nasir. I'm calling from Ojo.
Welcome.
Hey, my neighbors.
My point is this. You see, we should be careful with this society we have found ourselves. Especially these are our celebrities. They pass a lot of wrong information. Pass a lot of wrong information, and there's so many people, especially the young ones, that follow them. Somebody is coming out to talk about prostitution and telling us that it is right. She's not calling it prostitution. She has given it a nice name.
Nice name. Cash out.
Appear, seamless. We should be careful. Your program is such a program that people follow. They want to get the right message. It is not about hypocrisy. This is prostitution. Somebody should not say because you're a celebrity, it becomes on air, and you are making it, somebody is called Mali. The guy has followers. There are people now, they call themselves Valiant. Destroying our youth. So we should call them to order.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes,
one tweet says, is Mercy Aigbe a Malian? Here, Samuel Ellen says, exactly, Nima and Uju, monogamy ain't an African thing.
Thank you.
Then IG Gospel Experience says, infidelity is not okay.
Let me take this.
Dan Chuk says, I once told some single girls in my hostel some years back, if you date person husband, them go date your husband too. Today, them they fight with chicks. So,
Ayahu Praise says, ladies who chase out married men, boys who are milking married women, the law of karma is there to catch up with whosoever. How do you expect to marry a good wife that boy or girl wouldn't milk or cash out? Stay clear of other people's marriages. And that is basic. Marriage is an institution that should be, that is
holy, sacred.
Holy, sacred.
Yeah.
And we've so demystified it, we've rubbished it, we've made nonsense of it today. To the extent that the repercussion is what we see in society. This imbalance that the Emir Sanusi is talking about is because we don't respect the institution of marriage as much as we should.
Let me take this call from Yakuba. I need to ask Obiajili a question.
Hello.
Yakuba, are you there? Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Mariah, I'm there. Good morning. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
The last caller says that this kind of a topic should not be discussed. I disagree with him, even though he has his right to his personal opinion. Mariah, we discuss a lot of things in this studio. No matter how negative the person that is passing message to Nigeria is, now we can be able to pick the positive aspect of it.
Yeah.
For example, look at what Obianiju and Sister Nima said. Mariah, I respect Sister Yeni so much. You know why? It's always straight to the point. There was a time we discussed something like this. She says that we men, we are naturally polygamous, which is the truth. We may like it, we may not. See, Morayo, I want to...
Where do you get this data from? I don't understand. Who has Mercy Aigbe data? That men are naturally polygamous.
Mercy Aigbe data. Mr. Yakub, please.
Morayo, just listen to my point.
Is a woman naturally polygamous? Could you answer that too?
Listen to my point, please.
Go ahead.
You see, Morayo, I want to give a typical example here because I totally agree with Sister Anima this one and Obianidu.
Yeah, of course.
There was a time Sister Anima even says that you will prefer to know the side chick that wanted to be a wife rather than not know the person.
Yes.
That is another point. See, Morayo, I have one old man in my area here living alone. Not that he decided to live in alone. He got to marry just one wife. Today, all the children, all the 4 children outside the country, and then the woman, the wife to the man already moved out of the country, stay with those children outside the country. Today, the man is cooking alone, is carrying back to go and buy food alone, he's doing all sorts of things alone. Even if you call a children in our area that please come and help me to buy this so thing. Some children already know that he married, he got I
have to let you go. I think you made your point. Thank you very much, Jakub.
You know, the only thing that excites African men are polygamous. I just want to ask African men, how about your women? Do you think, after all, they came out from saying,
let me tell you something.
Women are not polygamous.
I have plenty of aunties
that are polygamous.
Second, third, and fourth wives. It's only my mama that didn't marry second, third,
and fourth wives. Is a normal thing.
I have plenty of aunties.
Let me explain. Let me just do this. Wait, now let me explain the distinction. Let me explain. We are not allowed theory now. This is how it is. A woman can be married to one husband, don't work out, marry another husband, don't work out, marry another husband. In fact, if people that are counting it for you, they don't have work. They're not census officials.
So let's go.
Yes, but you cannot be married to one husband and be married to several inside one marriage.
Why not?
Because you are not the head of the house. But a man, wait, now establishes his authority and he says that this side chick, let me not disrespect. Let me not
when I hear before you ask me this question, when I hear man is naturally polygamous, it is man and woman that makes up man.
Yeah.
Even yes.
Thank you for
clarifying.
clarifying.
The only difference is that society has shielded us and made us, put us in a box.
No. He's respecting us.
No, hold on. It's society.
It's respect.
Because those people who have come out of that box, you find out that women get excited the way men get excited when
I have to ask you this question because I know Nima's position very well.
It's Islam.
Yes.
But her heart is different from
your
Islam.
own, I don't understand.
I
want to be sure, so I don't come out again. Are you telling me that it is okay for a man to have multiple because monogamy is not working? And are you also saying that if you find out that Oga has a side chick, you won't be upset because after all, it's very difficult for him to be monogamous?
If I find out that he has a side chick, we will have a conversation.
Will you be upset?
That he has a side chick?
Yes.
Growing up, I would have been upset. Right now, I won't. I won't be upset.
Thank you.
When we have a conversation,
I will be upset. I will be so upset. Don't even try me.
I will have a conversation. When did it get to this level that you are now attracted to somebody else? So he will talk to me about it. And if it's something that, okay, I don't fall in love. Oh,
let us go play now. I am your husband.
Okay.
Auntie, I have a chick and she's pregnant 3 months for me. And I'm getting her an apartment. What are you going to do about it?
So when did it start?
It started about 3 years ago.
Oh God, it's boring.
You kept it a secret for 3 years?
Yeah, because I know you're crazy like that. You're just going to have my head. So I just kept it a secret.
Okay, so where do we go from here? Why getting her apartment? Why don't you just marry her and bring her home?
Oh, you want me to marry a second wife?
You already have a child coming.
For president.
You already have a child. Do you want to have a bastard?
No,
okay, so can she come and stay in the next room next to us?
I don't like, this is giving me high blood pressure. I don't like
in the room next to us.
I don't like this
you have to
conversation.
stay in the back, maybe like the...
No, I want her to stay in our house.
No,
she can't stay in the big room. If you want her to stay in the house, it's fine. She can stay in the house.
You let your husband...
Hold on, it's not let. You don't do am already. What am I letting? Do I want to tell her to tell the girl to take it out?
Obiajulu, see, let's not joke about it. Let me tell you the truth. If she's married to him, she has children for him, you should honor her.
Yes.
If I live in a duplex, she should get her a duplex.
A different
now
duplex.
Your account go tell you whether you reach or man the thing. And people say now, they say your term more. If you not reach, don't
try. Let him make the mistake. You can't tell him.
No, it's not a mistake. No. Don't always assume it's a mistake. It could be deliberate. If he thinks he's man enough to do 2, let him do 2, 3, 4.
Can get an apartment.
But honor them. If you can put me in a duplex,
cover myself.
No, take your seat. Don't use our joint account to go and get duplex. Get her a duplex from your account.
I will take the child
man enough.
I will take the child. Let the child live in my house.
Okay, then what happens to the lady?
Get out of
here.
here.
The man doesn't want the lady to get out of here.
Oh, she will get out of here.
If you will marry her.
There are different ways of getting out of here. There are different ways.
I will take baby from
getting out of here.
I will take baby from side.
Let me take this call.
Not from
I have this call. Oh, I lost that call. So sorry. Please call our person back.
We will take baby from side chicks. We take baby from side. You don't take baby from wife. That's your co-wives. You people are colleagues in this marriage.
In 2020,
in the man's house. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Will you leave? I mean, will you leave your husband for a side chick?
I have to go on a break. We'll be right back.
Hey.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
We have to run up. Let's take a few tweets.
Ubang Johnson says, Nima is so realistic. There's some things that cannot change till the end of time. Polygamy is one. Take away religion and morals. A man is naturally polygamous.
Rahim GH says, Morel just casting our colleagues anyhow. Auntie cannot take it.
We cannot take it.
Oma says, you people are on point. Most African men can't be satisfied by only one woman. Ask yourself, why do you think hotel business is thriving more in southern part of Nigeria? It is because married men use hotels for their side chicks.
Okay?
Ghania says, we that didn't date married men and side chicks are disturbing our husbands, how we go do?
He said, you're not supposed to say that. We prefer to pretend that monogamy is practical and can work for every person on the planet.
I have to go, unfortunately. Thank God I'm the one wrapping up because I am a product of polygamous family and I can tell you firsthand that Ile Olorogun is not the best. When you see a father and a mother have their children, my father-in-law come from a nuclear family, I can see how blessed this man is.
You are generalizing.
I'm telling you that there's nothing as good as having your wife and your children in a nuclear family and give them all the support you
all
can
the
give
resources,
them. All
emotional,
the
financial, everything
extra trust
in one basket.
You're causing spiritual problem for your children.
Don't generalize.
Ancestral problem.
Don't generalize.
On that note, we end the show.
Why are you ending
See
the
you on
show
Monday.
like this?
I come back.